G'day, ZiggyD here with another Starcraft 2 guide. I know it's been a little while since my last Starcraft 2 video, but I really want to get into the habit of making these almost every day, so much more often. Today I've got a PvP for you guys that has 4 pretty cool little lessons in it. So 4 little self-contained lessons, but the overall structure of this game is that it's a sort of a shorter PvP with some Oracle Harass action. So expect to see some good Proxy Oracle shenanigans and some good clutch defenses on ramps and maybe a little bit of aggression and things like that, but I won't spoil it too much. The actual lessons that I'll be taking a look at in this episode, this is a new sort of format I'm trying out where I explain, what you can expect in this video, is locations to check for Proxy Oracles. That's a very big lesson that came out of this one for me. Dealing with Oracle Harass specifically, so actually preventing the Oracles from doing too much damage. I'm just going to pop that volume down a little bit there because it's quite loud on me. The next one's defending a ramp, so from gateway pressure, maybe with a little bit of sky toss thrown in, so some void rays and oracles for vision. There's a few things to note there, but just some basic lessons about that. And then finally taking out your opponent's natural, so we learn a little bit of a lesson about that. Now the idea behind me, listing these out for myself and reading them out to you is, when I play these games, I have certain games that I play, a lot of the time I just play and I'm like, oh, okay, I just need to macro a little bit better or something like that. But I have certain games, like these ones, where I actually learn these few distinct lessons. And these are the ones that I want to bring you guides for, basically, because I feel like I've learned a lot from these games, and maybe you guys can learn a bit from them as well. So as you can see so far, we've both opened very standard, pretty similar timings as well. Like as you can see, our simulators are almost spot on there, finishing at the same time, and our gateways are about the same too. So just a 13 gate, 14 assimilator sort of thing there. And chucking down the second pylon, his second pylon's down as well. His gate should be putting down his there we go, my cybernetics. Look like he was a little bit late on his cybernetics, but just sent that probe out a little bit early perhaps. Alright, so the next thing is we both should be gearing up for a fairly early second simulator, and that's very indicative, as you see, very similar timings there from both of us. So we're both going for a very similar play in this game. And the early second assimilator there before the cybernetics is finished is pretty indicative of some sort of tech play from Protoss. So if you can get a read on that with a scout, then that's a good thing there. But just a point to note. Now, as you can see, he's got a very aggressively placed probe here, and who's just dropped a pylon. I've just scouted with my probe, come out, and I'm checking somewhere up here, and then I'm coming down here as well. So kind of a very, very mirror match here, as you can probably see. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit. I'm starting to get that gas. I accidentally put 4 workers on gas there. Ouch, that's painful. And he's got his going there. Now, here's a bit of a point of differentiation. He puts down his Stargate here very, very early, even before the warp gate research, and he only has 1 zealot. I forego the zealot in PvP a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll open with an early aggressive zealot, but instead in this game I've gone for 2 stalkers. And that's because Proxy Oracle Harass is very popular in the PvP metagame at the moment, so I want to get an early stalker out to check around. As you can see, I'm checking up here, which are both possible Proxy Oracle locations. However, I probably should have checked down here first. So I've got my probe set up with a pylon there. I'm going for a bit of a later one because I want to get these units up early. Play a little bit more defensively. I was accidentally on slower there. And really check around for those there. So I've got that second stalker. You could also open up with like a 3 stalker rush where you get that second gateway a little bit early and get 3 fast stalkers. But since I wanted to do my own Oracle shenanigans, instead I just go for the 2 stalkers. Now I believe here I'm getting a sentry to deal with any sort of pressure. Sentries are not so good in PvP now opening, but I think this will come in handy. So as you can see here, because I checked up in the top, the top right first here, I get to here too late to actually do anything. So I just position this stalker here. I want to pause right here just to get a few shots off on this guy as he leaves, and maybe if he hasn't rallied it properly for some reason, then I might even be able to kill it off or something like that. But instead of bringing this second stalker down here to try and kill off this Stargate, I'm like, okay, the Stargate's up. I really can't do anything about that now. I need to come back home and get ready to defend. So I send this stalker back. Maybe can we see where he's been directed? Yeah, it looks like he's been directed up here. So straight into that mineral line. That's an important point of defense. You really want to gear up straight away, splitting up your army. Having the sentry at the front in case he tries to push it up with any zealots or things like that. Now here's another really important point. A lesson that I learned from a previous game is that some harass, you can just leave your probes there, get your units there, defend the harass. You won't take too many losses. However, Oracles do so much damage. If we look at this here, we've got 25 versus light per under a second, so weapon attack speed of 0.86, that's over 100 damage per every 2 seconds, so killing off probes very, very quickly there. Now, so that means run your probes. That's the first point of the first lesson for dealing with Oracle Harass, is to run your probes. Position that Stalker where you can. You know, one Stalker's enough to scare off an Oracle that's not attacking that Stalker. But just make sure you run that probes, even against one Oracle, and help you against 2 Oracles. So he arrives here with some of his units. His later Warp Gate units come in, and I pull this Stalker back as well. You know, I want to keep him alive. Now what I've done here is I've positioned all my units at the front, except for that one Stalker. I know he only has 1 Oracle up there. I can sort of maybe keep an eye on any second Oracle that comes up, but I should have time with that one Stalker taking the aggro off the Oracles to defend that, so I'm feeling pretty confident. You could probably pull a second Stalker back and just rely on those force fields, but yeah. So other than that, I'm just gearing up with a few extra gateways. I know I already have my Stargate. I'm going to pull that out pretty soon here. As you see, first Oracle up, I'm going for 2 Oracles. No, he's done the 1 Oracle play. He's probably, I'm thinking now, he's probably taking expansion. As we can probably confirm that I haven't actually scouted that. That's fine. I should probably go scout with this probe to double check that, because then you can get a good idea of whether he's all in or not. But even without scouting that, I know that there's a good chance he's taking the expansion. So instead, I'm just gonna sit on one base, build up my probe count. Probe count's pretty low. I sort of dodged up the probe production for a while there. Just want to get building up the probes and just make sure I don't take any more damage. Just having these 2 Stalkers here, completely shutting down that Oracle Harass. He really can't do anything in that. And what did he get? He got like four probe kills. Really not that big a deal. Now I've got my 2 Oracles here, and if we speed this up until they start going in, just to confirm that, just to really compound on that lesson about running your probes. Let's see what happens when a player instead opts to not kill their probe, to run their probes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, actually, here's another interesting little lesson. Warping in underneath the Oracles when they still have energy is not a good idea. Let's just see that in action here. He lost 1 Stalker, and then this Stalker only just gets in, gets 1 shot off, and dies as well. If he had to warp these in back over here, he could have done that and repelled this Oracle Harass. So instead I kill another 2 probes, another probe. Each of these guys, 12 kills on him, 8 kills on him. They run out of energy. That's fine. I can pull them back now. So he's feeling like he really needs to do some aggression here. Now, I have 2 Sentries up, which should be enough to defend this, but I kind of dodgy up this initial little defense here, probably because I was trying to focus on those Oracles, getting those out of there. Pulling back to that fence, really spotting that there. Now, we want to just... Everything at this point in the game is focused on warping in new Sentries. When you know he's super all-in, which I'm like, okay, he's going to try and kill me now. I just killed off all of his probes, basically. Even though he's got an expansion, he's got, what, 7 guys mining here and 1 guy mining there. His economy is destroyed. Now, I know, because I have these probes here, and I can still defend this Oracle Harass if I need to, which he's actually pulled the Oracles around anyway. I can fully defend this. I just need to be very patient, make sure I get those force fields out. So unfortunately, I lose both of those Sentries there. He did a very good job of targeting with that Void Ray. And I even lose another one there, so that's pretty horrible, but I'm able to just get this force field off, and luckily, that Sentry kills off that Void Ray there. Now, as I was saying, every single bit of gas you have, whenever you have a warp in, and that includes chrono boosting your gateways. When you're in emergency mode like this, chrono boost your gateways. Should be going in to get in those Sentries, because you just need to chain those force fields. Once you have about 4 Sentries up, you'll be able to force field your ramp until they run out. Now, here's one little thing that happens here is, no, this is a different one. So just continuing to build up here. I know that he could run me over if he gets up my ramp now, so I just need to keep chaining those force fields. So let's speed it up a little bit. He pulls back here. Probably should have kept pressuring, because I think he really does need to keep pressuring with that. He might have been waiting for this Oracle to group up and try something. So now I just have enough for one force field, always making sure. Now, you'll notice here that I let 3 Stalkers up. Now, that might seem pretty bad, but we'll go back a sec and see what's actually happening here. So if we go back into faster here, I think I might have went back a little bit too far. Okay, so we've got that Sentry there. And I know, okay, I've got 3 Zealots. He's got Stalkers, and Oracle is not a big deal. I've got 2 Stalkers myself, and I've got Sentries. I know, okay, I can cut his army in half. My Zealots will fully take out any Stalkers on this side of the ramp. He cannot run those away. The worst thing you can do is run around the back and maybe snipe off a probe or something like that. I can kill that easily. So instead of force fielding to block, to prevent him from coming up at all, I force field to split his army in half, guaranteeing the win there, guaranteeing that he has to pull back. And since I already know I have the economic advantage, you know, I can afford to lose a few units here, kill off his units, I can warp in another sentry if I need to. He has 4 stalkers left. Even if he gets those stalkers up, I could pull probes and kill those off easily. He's got nothing left. He's got no economy left. I know he's got no economy. He can't keep warping in there. So this game is well and truly won at this point. But there's one more little lesson we can learn. So I'm just training force field here just in case he's trying to push up with no zealots here. I don't really need that energy for anything else. But I probably should have known that he didn't really have anything going at this point. Now warp in another sentry. Probably didn't need any more sentries. And from here I add another gateway. I know I can take an expansion, but also know that I don't need to. I'm nowhere near saturated. Just keep building probes. I know my economy's ahead. I really don't need to rush that expansion. Doing something like that, you know, I could just lose the expansion or get it killed if he's still pushing really hard with units. Instead I'll opt for double forge. Maybe just 1 forge would have been enough, but I'm thinking the way the double forge works is I'm going to get 2 upgrades really quickly, and then I'm going to have a timing where I'm going to be very strong. A single forge is more like a long-term play. I'm going to slowly upgrade my units. So double forge there, I've got plenty of minerals to blow. I know that if I do a little bit back and forward of him on the aggression, then I'll be able to slowly win out once my upgrades hit up. So here I leave 1 sentry just to defend that ramp, just in case, and that should give me enough time to get down here. I just want to kill this off. Probably not entirely necessary, but I don't want any oracles coming in my base when I go to attack him, which is what I'm going to do now. Now this Stargate doesn't need to be completely useless. Void Rays are very good in PvP now. With the new charge up ability, they can instantly charge whenever you need them to. So feel free to build a couple of Void Rays out of there. He did not scout this at all, so I know that, you know, I can just build Void Rays out of there with no worries. So here we push down, and we'll move into the final lesson here. As I said, the game's essentially won at this point. His economy is slowly getting built back up, but I have a very good unit advantage, and he's had to power his economy to do anything. So we push up here, and here's the next lesson about how to take out a natural expansion. And I've won so many games doing this where a Protoss positions his army badly. So the first thing is I just that's probably not the best force field, but for some reason he makes the decision to go up on his ramp. You know, I need to defend. I move up the ramp. Now, whenever I see that happen, I know that I can pull out this little maneuver here. So we just have a little bit of a dance here. I'm not quite sure if I can take him, though. I think I have enough zealots to do. Probably waiting for this pylon to come up and get a few more reinforcements. So let's just wait for that. Pushing up. All right, I think I go for the aggression now. Pop the Guardian Shield there. Zealots engage with his stalkers. He's forced to pull back, and he pulls back up the ramp. I think a better decision for him would have been to pull back here, but you know, he's got most of his probes at his natural expansion and none in his main, so just further guaranteeing this victory. Now, whenever you're doing this, and this works really well against Zerg as well, just send a couple sentries up. 1 sentry is even enough if they've got lots of energy, and you can just let these guys do whatever they want. Select this sentry and just time those force fields and another force field. And with a little bit of practice, you'll know how to chain those force fields. See, I'm still not quite, I'm overlapping them a little bit. You can get them end to end without any units ever coming down. Force field, incredibly frustrating for the red player here. Killed off his expansion, and that's the GG there. Well, the leave. No GG. But anyway, hopefully you guys picked up a few important lessons there. Just to reiterate, we learnt that the locations for proxy oracles are, you know, here, more obvious location because there's airspace and no natural expansion where I could be expanding and where I could see his oracles. This is a more obvious location on this map. Any other map, just check for good ones with a good gap of airspace that, you know, where they might be able to position and hide. Eventually the meta will shift and people will try and get more tricky. They'll try and hide like over here, or maybe not because this is Zelnaga, or they'll try and hide back here or something like that. So just check around with your stalkers, build those 2 quick early stalkers, and you can pop in around and get those. Second lesson was to always keep at least 1 stalker there. 2 stalkers completely shut down any Oracle Harass. Run your probes if they start attacking. We certainly learned that lesson from Dank here, losing pretty much all of his probes. Next one was defending a ramp. Just focus 100% on chrono boosting your gateways, getting those sentries out, and chaining those force fields end to end until you have enough of an army to defend. And then taking out the natural. If he pulls back up his ramp, and you have sentries, that's a free natural for you. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.